Nothing harshes a lazy summer vibe like bringing up the perils of climate change. It only takes a single admonition. This beach won't exist in 30 years for the anxious environmentalists to find their social calendar transformed into a drought-stricken riverbed. But as with so many tough talking points, it's not always the what, but the how that matters. How do you keep attention on a challenge so vast? How do you talk about the climate crisis without killing the mood? Three recent books stand out for their approach to the topic. A writer and New York University artist in residence, Lipsky has penned a work of narrative nonfiction centered on the idea that everything humans do to advance themselves adds up to emissions, which then imperil human progress through climate change. There may be no such thing as a definitive look at the climate crisis, but Lipsky tries to cover what a reasonably well-informed person might have been expected to know is broken down into three sections. Together, they show how innovations that at first lift up civilizations can push them toward potential climate cataclysm if people don't phase out emissions as soon as possible. The first section looks at electricity as a proxy for the major polluting industries. The second examines the 170-year history of climate science, while the third charts the advent of professional climate denial by tobacco and cancer denial professionals. The denial industry is now a significant part of climate history, and Lipsky masterfully recounts it with tempered outrage and a winking wry wit. Storytellers and activists both, editors Solnit and young Lutuna Tabawa, have compiled a hopeful little book that serves as a salve for climate-jolted nerves. Hope is not optimism, Solnit writes in the opening essay.
It's not like a lottery ticket you can sit on the sofa and clutch so much as an axe you break down doors with and sofa that you feel.
And what surfaces topics that resonate with recent headlines. Jade Begay, an indigenous rights and climate policy expert, explains how separating American Indians from their land has contributed to California's wildfires. Another essay by Solnit extols the 2019 Green New Deal campaign and the limited victories of the Inflation Reduction Act, which included more than $374 billion for clean energy. Young Lutuna Tabor concludes the volume with a searing and intimate solution to the tension between climate change and hope. It's an essay that brings together pregnancy, motherhood, and an epiphany about how to hold destruction and creation simultaneously. About the fact that the author was visiting family in Kansas in 2018 when a heat wave sparked her interest in Americans' cultural, culinary, and commercial obsession with ice. Here, Brady delivers refreshing paean to that underappreciated relationship. And Americans today take ice for granted, but someone had to teach New Orleans bartenders how to use it. And that was 19th century entrepreneur Frederick Tudor. Somebody had to patent the ice cream scoop too. That was Alfred L. Crowe, a black inventor from Virginia who never profited from his 1897 creation. And no ice history would be complete without a short biography of Frank Zamboni. His elephantine machine, smooth, ranks the world over. And it was a fun, breezy book, but climate change is present in its frame through extreme heat and ice's energy, and makes a few cameos throughout. John Gorey, the inventor of the first ice machine in 1844, is memorialized in a tiny museum in Apalachicola, Florida, and buried nearby. This is his third resting place. A ranger told Brady he was buried by the water, but the sea kept rising.